Kavita Rajpan. I've been teaching for 22 years, but I've been learning my whole life, and that's why I have a company called Edu Learn Grow. I'm a sports nutritionist. I'm an avid traveler, and I'm an active Rotarian. I'm also the territory head for the Early Childhood Association Mumbai. I'm founder EduLearn Grow and co-founder the ABCD Show.
Hi, I'm Bela Kotwani, also known as Big B. Big for the size of my heart and B for Bela. A fun-loving person with a great sense of humor and a passionate pickleball player. National Core Committee member of Early Childhood Association, founder and principal of Cosmic Kids International, co-founder Puppet Maestros, and co-founder the ABCD Show. The ABCD Show is a show where everything concerned with children is addressed.
We're going to get in eminent experts whose opinions matter. We're going to introduce you to new products. We're going to have theories unfold into practice. We'll discuss mental health and wellness. We'll look at best practices. We'll give you parenting tips and we'll explore tools and strategies to help you teach effectively.
So, if you are a preschool coordinator, parent, teacher, or anyone who has anything to do with children, this show is for you.
So don't forget to like our page to know more about our upcoming events. I want to say welcome to everyone on the ABCD show. Welcome to our panelists and welcome also to our attendees. Thank you so much for coming here and giving us the encouragement to get you things that you want to hear. Right. Everyone is very, very excited about this national education policy and its implications on private schools and chains of schools. So before we start, we want to inform you that Dr. Swati has sent her regrets and not being able to join us today. Something very unavoidable has come up suddenly and we're really going to be missing her. So Dr. Vats, you have to be here on our next show to make up. All the people over here are just waiting to hear you. And we've just got news. Sorry?
उनके साथ हमें भी बुला लेना फिर से
आई से पक्का फिर से
Sorry.
It's not going to be complete without Dr. Swati Popat.
It's not complete without her. You are right. So we've also just got news that Azelia has been taken to hospital. She's unwell and she will not be able to join us today. But all of us here are wishing her a speedy recovery and she's going to be surely well
soon. Yes.
Yes. So, Dr. Sonawat and Dr. Pritam, you are our eminent
I swear.
and expert panelists, and we are so happy to be here with you. And I'm sure all those questions can be answered so beautifully by both of you. So, we'll start right now. I'm going to start by introducing Dr. Sonawat. You know, I'm sure everyone over here already knows her, but I will still do that, take up the honor. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Sonawat. Dr. Sonawat here is the senior most panelist and she is senior most in both age and experience. So we have a lot to learn from her. Dr. Sonawat is the Executive Secretary of the Early Childhood Association and Association for Primary Education and Research. She is the Director of the Ampersand Group. She was a former Dean of SNTT University and she is selected as a global leader from the World Foundation in ECE and she has also authored several books. She is an expert on policies and she has worked on many government policies. So thank you so much for being here, Dr. Sonawat.
Welcome, Dr. Sonawat, from me as well.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Yes.
And now it's my pleasure.
Show.
Yes. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Pritam Agarwal to all of you. Pritam is the Vice President and National Core Committee member of Early Childhood Association. He is founder and director of Hello Kids Preschool, I would say chain of preschools. He has got 680 centers across 27 Indian states and Bangladesh. He is also founder and director of
Riverstone School, which is the K-12 school in Karnataka, Odisha, Gujarat, Telangana, Bihar. Pritam, it just goes on and on. But there's something that I would like to share with you about Pritam on a personal note. He is a gem of a person, very helpful
Yes.
and very, very
Yes.
supportive. I can
Yes.
vouch for that.
I
And
also can.
normally in preschool, preschool, you'll always see it's mainly women dominated. But he is one of the few men in our preschool fraternity. And what I like about Pritam is you have to go to his Facebook page and watch. He's a hands-on dad. You can see the stuff that he does with his children. I really admire you for that, Pritam. Really hats off to you
Thank you. It
to
means you are
encourage
following.
your children. So welcome to ABCD, Pritam. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much,
accepting it.
Rita, and namaste, Rita madam, and thank you, Amrita, for this show. And I hope that I'll be able to give my understanding to NEP and the preschool industry.
No, we are very sure you will. So thank you and welcome from me too.
I'm feeling like a home panel today.
Yes.
True. True.
It's one family anyways. It's your
Yes,
family.
it's one family.
बाकी टाइम पे थोड़ा बहुत नर्वस भी होता होगा आदमी, पर यहाँ नहीं हो सकता.
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं.
I am sure you are not nervous. But yes. So now a little bit about NEP for our audience today. The NEP 2020 will replace the last one, which was framed in 1986 and modified in 1992. So that's a very long gap that we're talking about. And this NEP has set very lofty goals that will require the entire education system to be reconfigured to support and foster learning, so that all the critical targets and the goals can be achieved by 2030. I'm also going to share the format right now. So each panelist, both our panelists are going to be asked one common question and 3 questions each. The floor will be Dr. Rita first and then Dr. Pritam Agarwal. And once the speaker has spoken, and if someone else has a different viewpoint, please add on to the viewpoint. So, you know, even if the question is not addressed to you, please feel free to
It's an open discussion.
And yeah, it is your panel, truly. And Bela, you can start with the first question.
Yes, thank you, Amrita. So I would like to inform you that National Education Policy 2020 is the first education policy of the 21st century and aims to address many growing developmental imperative, which is imperative for our country. So I would like Rita and then even Pritam to give us pros and cons for each, for the policy, whatever you have in mind, some viewpoints that you like about the policy or something you feel could be better in the policy, if you can share that with us.
We'll start with you, Rita ji.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amrita, for inviting, and I'm so glad that you have thought of organizing panel discussion on policy, because we really want every teacher should be knowing about the policy. And this is the first time it has happened. You remember, you must be very young that time when the earlier policy came.
Yes.
And when the policy was there, even the teachers and many people were not even aware because the media was not there. And this time, because media is there and we are in the lockdown, lot of webinars are taking place and a lot of webinars on policy. So everybody is trying to understand. So that is very nice about the policy. And I will say, before I jump into the pros and cons, what I want to say is what we need to understand, this policy is really forward looking, and this policy is keeping us at par with the global education, and this policy has given us the Ministry of Education. So when I went to US and there on a Fulbright fellowship and went to the Ministry of Education, that time I said, everywhere the Ministry of Education, people are talking about education, early childhood, school education in the ministry city. We don't have Ministry of Education.
Correct.
And people were not believing. State, of course we had, but so I'm very happy that we have got the Ministry of Education also through this policy. So I'm coming to the pros and cons. When I'm talking about the pros, if you read full policy, you will be agree to me that this policy has done justice, full justice with early childhood education, and called early childhood education as a foundation years. So, and maximum time in the school education program, they have given to the preschool. everybody is knowing the formula 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Everybody is knowing. But these 5 years are our years. So that there, I can say we are very happy because everywhere in the world, early childhood education was 0 to 8 years. And our own early childhood education policy, which came into the practice 2013, that is also talking about early childhood education is 0 to 6. So we were really disappointed that time. But now when it has come to 8, again, we are very happy and we are very, very proud that now we are at par with the global preschool program. So that is the one thing. Second is about the pros. I can say this policy is talking again and again about the quality, and not just the quality. They are specifying quality in infrastructure, quality in curriculum, quality in teacher, quality in teacher training. So they have addressed all the aspects of the quality. So they are not just superficially touching the foundation years, but in depth expecting that by 2030, that is in phase manner, everything should be like in place, and this policy will be fully, completely implemented. So all of us, we know it will be like phase manner, it will be transmitted. So so I have to go on and on. Huh? Bella, pros.
No worries, please feel free.
If it is okay.
You're very passionate about it. Looks like it, Rita.
No, no, we can see how happy you are, and everybody is so happy because after so many years, and we've got the Ministry of Education, correct?
So this ECE policy is definitely flexible, and it is multifaceted, it is multi-level, and it is play-based. We are talking about play, we had a play policy in ECA, but this policy is also talking about play-based, activity-based, and inquiry-based. So it has not left any thing which we wanted and it is not there. So all these things are in the policy, and then it is talking about activities also, n number of activities by which the child can have a holistic development. So our weakest area when we talk about early childhood education, and the research have also given the direction to us, is the emotional development of the child. And that is the reason today we are talking about mental health so much. So this policy has also focused on the emotional and ethical development of the child. So that is very nice about it. Now I'm coming to the, I want to talk about curriculum part and everything, but I will come to the cons part of it.
Yes.
What Amrita has, when I came here in the room, she has asked the implementation of the policy. Yes, Amrita, that is really a very tough thing to implement such policy which has such a big vision and very India-centric, because preschool somehow we have made it very westernized and very much different approaches. We brought it, maybe total approach with understanding. All these things I don't want to comment. But we say we have a Reggio Emilia approach here, we have a Montessori approach. We don't have this in a rural and a B class city. You will find big board of Montessori school, no equipment of the Montessori in that school.
Yes.
So we have not really understood the whole journey of preschool, which is a very beautiful journey, which we used to teach in our university, like how the history of early childhood education has grown. And we have grown long way. If you talk to the people, those who are trained by Montessori, and I have a privilege to talk to Kamlatai Kakotkar. So she was trained by Madam Montessori, and she had her own school. So when she used to talk to us, we understood the whole journey was so beautiful. And somehow in between, from last 10 years, where we have lost, I don't know. So this policy is again bringing us on track and telling us that we need to have a definitely contextual education. So when we talk about the curriculum, the context is very, very important. So this is where, when we talk about implementation, because now teachers are very much trained in teaching, and Baba Black Sheep and all these rhymes are so much in their school. And then now we are saying contextualization of the rhymes and stories. I don't know how they will be understanding and implementing in the school. So implementation is definitely one aspect of the curriculum implementation. And second, which is very close to my heart, is a qualified teacher in a school, because majority of the people are not got any qualification and they are in this sector. So what happened when they come to the workshop, they learn 5 activities from the workshop, same 5 activities they conduct in a school without understanding what is the theory behind it, what is the research behind it, what is the development behind it, and through this activity how to assess child. So all these things are missing. So that is the another thing I saw. Smriti Agrawal here in the participant, she will be agreeing to me very well. People, they don't understand even the progression. In June, we have starting in the school, and till December, how much the curriculum should progress. And from December to another March, how much it should be progressed. So that is also not known to many of us who are making the curriculum for the school. And then curriculum related, again, I'm worried because the cons is this again related to implement, because these chain of school, maybe Preetham is there, Preetham will not like I'm saying, I'm aware of it, but you all know I say whatever the truth is. So these when it comes to the schools like those who have a 600 school, 800 school, 1000 schools, they don't believe in bringing new air in their just want their own training, their own understanding should reflect, and training means whatever the curriculum is there, how to implement that curriculum. So these kind of things we need to really stop, because this policy is saying that high quality, high pedagogy curriculum should be there, and what should be there, that is also written in the policy. But if we do implementation like this, whatever we are doing, that is the right, and this is the way it is implemented, then it's a problem. Then last is teacher training. Again, this teacher training, this policy has also gone down, because policy is only talking about Anganwadi teachers. But there is a place where the policy is talking about the teachers will be, recruitment of the teacher will be very tough. Now, when the recruitment of teachers are there, they have to give the TET, teacher entrance test. And when they will be giving TET, they need to have a minimum knowledge which is required to become a teacher. So that is a good thing in the policy, but when it comes to implementation, from where we will get those teachers who knows about early childhood education, who will pass TET, who will get a good marks in TET, and then we will be able to appoint them in a school. So these are the issues which we'll be facing. And the last issue is where the policy is saying school midday meal we will be extending in a primary school also. So that's a very good thing according to the policy. But again, implementation, the budget has increased. Policy is saying 6% GDP we will be spending on education. But if we are spending again our budget in a midday meal program and not in education and education material, education related books, then again it will be like, okay, meal is taken care, but again education is suffering. And we have suffered from 1975 onwards when we started the ICDS program. Because this ICDS program is a flagship program of Government of India. Anganwadi is the best program on paper, which is running in the government. But what we need to understand here is, because the ICDS program has 6 objectives, and one of the objectives was the preschool education. So that was not addressed properly by the government. So private school have taken the advantage of it, and they have started their preschool, and they have started running preschool in a big way. So that cycle which was broken, I want government again to come back and take this preschool in their hand and give the education, because now ministry has come. So let ministry take care of the early childhood education in a big way when it comes to implementation. Thank you.
Very nice. And Dr. Preetham, you can add.
Thank you so much, Madam, Rita Madam. And yeah, you can see the face, very smiling face for me as a private sector player into this industry. Trust me, now if you see the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, I got the highest part of it, 5, as a preschool owner.
Yes.
Right? That is what I'm having a lot of, I'm really optimistic to understand this NEP right now. See, I see that 104 participants on this Zoom, and we have 77 on the Facebook right now, right?
Right.
So majority are of all private players right now in terms of preschools, if they are running it. And I hope that 90% will be a preschool owners, because they wanted to listen this topic more and more. I really congratulate each member who was running a preschool. This policy is because for we all. We all have bought this industry from that last 15, 20, 25 years to tell the government that yes, this is important for this nation. That is important right now. And I do take this credit that we have worked for 15 years. We have association like ECA and all other associations, those who are working very hard to tell the government that yes, this sector is very important, and they have included and they have started talking about preschool word also in their NEP. So that is very, very important word to us right now. It's not that the schools were not running nursery, LKG or UKG. Yes, the school system was already in place with LKG and UKG, right? So there is nothing new in terms of that, but yes, accepting us, it is like the first day I heard about this thing, about this NEP, and immediately I was saying that मैं पहले अनाथ था, अब मेरे parents आ गए हैं.
So
Ministry of
sweet.
Education is my new parent right now. And every child will love to have a parent. तो इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि there will be a lot of rules, there will be a lot of implementation issues, there will be a lot of quality issues, everything will be there, but it will be same for everyone. So they know, see, I know those who are listening, you are doing an absolute good job. You आप लोगों ने सब कुछ किया है अभी तक, right? And I know that you will keep on doing the best of practices. So no need to worry about it. I'll give you some insights on it, which I'm able to see in the future right now. Rita madam very well said that government sector, they have talked about 6% GDP. Even that is not new to me. Even 1986, it was written 6%, madam. 1986 policy, even the government was expecting to spend 6% from the GDP of the country. And now the spending was close to around 3%, and that will increase. So government चीज मैं आपको रीटा मैडम के ऊपर छोड़ देता हूँ मैडम आपके पास. But I will give you some more insights when I speak to branches and people, and I'll talk about my first year of running a preschool, right? I even did not knew that मुझे किसके पास जाना है registration के लिए, मैं कैसे preschool start करूँ, right? But now इस NEP के बाद मुझे लगता है मुझे कोई department मिलेगा जहाँ पे मैं इसको जाके register कर सकता हूँ. और आप अगर Google में जाओगे और importance of preschool खोलोगे ना, मैं आपको एक example I'm going to read out. I have already read out in my last webinar. जैसे ही आप Google में जाओगे and you put importance of preschool और images को click करो, not the text part, images को click करो, उस पे क्या आता है मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. And that is the importance of early education, which government of India after 34 years has taken a very strong importance of this. क्या दिखता है पता है आपको? Those who are not attending preschools, 25% of the people are likely to drop out of the school. 40% of the people will become a teen parent. 50% will not do any special education. 60% of people will never attend a college. And 70% will be arrested for a violent crime. Right? This is the importance of preschool as soon as you search on Google. And trust me, I had the same search when I started this preschool. So we all understand how nicely it is given on the NEP that the importance of preschool, and without foundation of years, your vision is of incomplete. You can have lot of vision. तो मैडम 6% में मैं चाहता हूँ बहुत सारा पैसा इसी में अर्ली चाइल्डहुड में आएगा, जो गवर्नमेंट 3% इंक्रीज करेगा, इसलिए आएगा कि दे हैव टू डू ए लॉट ऑफ वर्क इनटू अर्ली चाइल्डहुड. एंड कमिट तो कर दिया ना हम लोगों को, उन लोगों ने. सो आई एम नॉट सेइंग, I am saying that lot of money they have to spend on early childhood right now. तो हमारे पास वो हिस्सा भी आएगा, 5 वाला हिस्सा हमारे पास आया है और पैसा वाला हिस्सा भी early childhood में आएगा. That is my way of taking this NEP. And madam well said, we will have challenges, right? And we'll have challenges of teacher training. वो हमें भी चाहिए था. मैं आपको एक और चीज बताता हूँ. पहले हमें जब स्कूल चालू किए थे 15 years back, people used to say आपका करिकुलम कौन सा है, CBSE का है, ICSE का है. कम से कम कुछ सालों पहले हम बोलना शुरू किए थे कि वी आर फॉलोइंग NCERT करिकुलम. 2019 2019 में NCERT has also given a curriculum which is one of the best
Yes.
curriculum, right? पर अभी हम बोल सकते हैं कि नहीं, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का, MHRD का, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन का एक करिकुलम है जिसको हम फॉलो करते हैं. See, people are very it is, they have taken it like CBSE का करिकुलम है, ICSE का करिकुलम, nothing like गवर्नमेंट करिकुलम है कि आपका लर्निंग आउटकम क्या है, कि आपका करिकुलम की. नो, दे जस्ट वांट टू नो अबाउट दिस थिंग. सो एक प्री स्कूल चलाने में जो लोगों को, मैं बोलता हूँ, रेगुलेटेड इश्यूज था, वो इस NEP के बाद वो क्लियर हो जाएगा, right? And then implementation will always have issues because every state will, because education is a state issue. So we all need to wait. This is not very early to say कि मैं फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड चला पाऊंगा, नहीं चला पाऊंगा. मैं बोलता हूँ चला पाओगे. क्यों चला पाओगे उसका एक रीजन देता हूँ मैं. And it is not because of chain school or stand-alone school. It is written stand-alone preschools. Stand-alone preschool doesn't mean that this is a independent school or it is a chain school. Even it talks about the chain preschools, right? आप अगर किसी भी स्टेट में जाओगे तो forget about these big schools which is like running up to 10th standard and 12th standards, right? आपको स्कूल चलाने के लिए सबसे पहले एक NOC चाहिए होता है. This is, you need a NOC from the government, local state government NOC. Then only that CBSE and ICSE comes at a later stage. If you go to your state and go around your area itself, there are thousands and lakhs of schools across India जहाँ पे छोटे-छोटे building में they are able to run till 5th, 6th and 7th, right? तो मैं बोलता हूँ, and if you do a small research with your own UKG parent, they are also interested to continue their first and second in your own school. They don't need big playgrounds and they don't need big premises. They are also interested to continue with you. So all preschool owners should be very happy that with this new policy, I think we also will be able to run first and second standard, with obviously some rules and regulation will come for space and ventilation or environment or square feet size of it or CCTV cameras, which is already in place in some states. So there are a lot of good going to happen than the regulation, but regulation we all should accept that India as a country, as a what you call as preschool, as in terms of education, we all should talk about bringing the best of quality of education, so that we justice to the child who is really building the future, nation's future actually. So that is what my take on the initial part of NEP. Otherwise, any other questions to me, I'll definitely give my answer.
Thank you, Preetham.
There will be
My
lots
only
of
worry is,
questions.
Preetham, if you have the standard 2 in one preschool, will the child get admission in standard 3 when he goes to another school?
Yeah.
Now, if they are now getting it in first standard, then they will be getting it in third standard.
But
Now,
isn't it difficult because all schools have got preschools already in their own
Yeah.
school?
Madam, okay. Let me clarify this preschool to a school first.
Yes, please.
Madam, बोलूं मैं, आप बोलो भैया.
मैं बोलूं?
Yes.
पहले तो थोड़ा सा इसमें क्लैरिफिकेशन की जरूरत होगी प्रीतम जी, क्योंकि इन्होंने ये कहा है कि 5 साल और 6 साल का बच्चा जो है उसके पास में जो प्राइमरी स्कूल है, उस प्राइमरी स्कूल में वो रीलोकेट होएगा. तो ये फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड स्टैंडर्ड जो आपका फर्स्ट से जो 12 वाला जो स्कूल है, उसमें जो प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी स्कूल है उसमें इंटीग्रेट करने की बात कर रहे हैं. तो स्टैंड अलोन स्कूल जो है की बात कर रहे हैं, और उसमें फिर जो करिकुलम में कंटिन्यूटी, तो पहले से अगर इंटीग्रेशन की बात करें और 2030 तक तो उनका पूरा इंटीग्रेशन करने का है. और कई ऐसी आंगनवाड़ी है कुछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जिसमें कि ऑलरेडी इंटीग्रेशन हो गया है. उन्होंने आंगनवाड़ी को उनके गवर्नमेंट स्कूल के कैंपस में ही चलाना शुरू भी कर दिया है. तो वो इंटीग्रेशन ऑलरेडी हो गया है, तो जिससे कि आंगनवाड़ी के बाद वो सीधा वहां पे फर्स्ट और सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड में चले जाएंगे, वहीं पे कंटिन्यूशन हो जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे जो है ये सोचना कि 5 साल हमको दिए हैं, फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड हमको चलाने के लिए दिए हैं, स्टैंड अलोन स्कूल को चलाने के लिए दिए हैं, तो वो बात सही नहीं है. सही बात यह है कि वी हैव टू इंटीग्रेट प्री स्कूल इनटू द स्कूल सिस्टम.
ऑलराइट मैडम जी, मेरा जो मानना है वो मैं बता देता हूँ आपको. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑपरेशनल अंडरस्टैंडिंग टू दिस. गवर्नमेंट हो सकता है, गवर्नमेंट इज सेइंग कि आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग द UKG, लेट्स से अपर KG, द चाइल्ड हैज टू गो टू ए स्कूल, राइट?
Yes.
मैं स्कूल का डेफिनेशन भी आपको देता हूँ जो एक्चुअली अभी चल रहा है. स्कूल का डेफिनेशन है एनी प्रीमाइसेस हु हैज गॉट एनओसी टू रन अप टू 3rd स्टैंडर्ड, 4th स्टैंडर्ड, 5th स्टैंडर्ड, 7th स्टैंडर्ड, और दे हैव ए बिकॉज दैट इज फर्स्ट जो होता है आपका स्टेट एनओसी मिलता है मैडम, राइट। मैं अगर 5th तक का एनओसी लेके मैं 2nd तक चला सकता हूँ, तो वहां पे अभी ये रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस कहीं पे भी क्लैरिटी नहीं है, और मैं उसको चला सकता हूँ मैडम। मैं ये इंफॉर्मेशन प्री स्कूल ओनर्स को देना चाहता हूँ कि ऐसे स्कूल्स हैं आपके स्टेट में जो छोटे छोटे प्रीमाइसेस में अप टू 4th, 5th, 6th और 7th तक चलते हैं, बिकॉज उनके पास एनओसी होता है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को लेके, एंड पेरेंट डू नॉट हैव एनी कंसर्न ऑन दैट कि ये सीबीएसई आईसीएसई है।
हाँ, तो वो अभी देखिए जो आप जो बात कर रहे हैं वो एग्जिस्टिंग पॉलिसी जो है 86 वाली पॉलिसी के हिसाब से जो स्कूल चल रहे हैं। अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं एनईपी के हिसाब से जो स्कूल चलेंगे। तो अभी अभी आज के समय में तो हमारे को भी नहीं मालूम है, क्योंकि पहले सेंट्रल पॉलिसी बनाएगी, फिर उसको पॉलिसी को देख के फिर स्टेट पॉलिसी बनाएगी। तो एनसी तो वो जो गाइडलाइंस सेंट्रल से आएगी वो गाइडलाइंस का 80% जो है वो स्टेट को मानना पड़ता है, और नहीं मानेंगे तो उनकी ग्रांट जाती है, तो इसीलिए उनको मानना ही पड़ता है। तो उसके बाद फिर स्टेट की गाइडलाइंस आएगी। तो अभी जो हम बात कर रहे हैं जो पॉलिसी में लिखा है उसकी बात कर रहे हैं। तो आज जो पॉलिसी में लिखा है वो ये लिखा है कि प्री स्कूल को इंटीग्रेट करना होगा, क्योंकि 1st एंड 2nd को अगर फाउंडेशन ईयर्स में कर रहे हैं तो हम ये चाहते हैं कि जो हमारा नॉन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन था जो प्री स्कूल में हम चलाते हैं, तो सीधा जाके जो 1st स्टैंडर्ड में बच्चा आता है तो एकदम से फॉर्मल एजुकेशन हो जाता है। तो वो फॉर्मल के लिए अभी बच्चा तैयार नहीं है। अगर हम हम थियरीज देखें, जो भी हमारी डेवलपमेंटल थियरीज है या रिसर्च देखें, वो भी ये डायरेक्शन देती है। और या फिर हम डेवलप कंट्रीज देखें, हर डेवलप कंट्री में 7 साल तक का बच्चा जो है वो प्री स्कूल में होता है, और फिर उसके बाद वो 8 साल के बाद वो प्राइमरी में चला जाता है। लेकिन हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया है कि 1st एंड 2nd स्टैंडर्ड को भी फाउंडेशन ईयर्स किया है। तो ये फाउंडेशन ईयर जो इंटीग्रेशन है, जिसमें कि हम प्राइमरी के 2 साल जो है उसको भी इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं। इसीलिए ये कहा है कि प्राइमरी में भी मिड डे मील प्रोग्राम होएगा। और यहाँ तक कि भी ये कहा है कि प्री स्कूल जो है वो अभी खुशी की बात जो ये है प्री स्कूल के लिए कि यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन ऑफ प्री स्कूल की बात की है। तो कोई भी बच्चा प्री स्कूल से बाहर नहीं होना चाहिए। तो वो प्राइवेट स्कूल के लिए ये एक बहुत खुशी की बात है कि जब यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन की बात करें तो हर बच्चे को एडमिशन हमको देनी ही है। लेकिन जब हम ये बात करते हैं कि 1st एंड 2nd स्टैंडर्ड की, तो हमको वहां तक ये भी किया कि अगर कोई बच्चा प्री स्कूल में गया ही नहीं है और वो 1st स्टैंडर्ड में जाता है, तो इसके लिए भी उन्होंने 3 महीने का समय रखा है बच्चे की प्रिपरेशन के लिए, कि चाइल्ड नीड्स टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड टू बी रेडी फॉर द फॉर्मल एजुकेशन। तो ये अगर हमको बहुत अच्छे से उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन करना है पॉलिसी का, अभी तो मैं पॉलिसी में जो लिखा है वो बताया, अब मैं एज ए स्कॉलर अगर मेरे को इंटरप्रिटेशन करना है तो मैं ऐसे इंटरप्रिटेशन करूंगी कि जो प्री स्कूल का हमारा है वो हमारा नॉन फॉर्मल है, फिर 1st एंड 2nd स्टैंडर्ड जो है वो हमारा सेमी फॉर्मल होगा, और फिर उसके बाद 3rd स्टैंडर्ड से हम जो है वो फॉर्मल जाएंगे। तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट जो है इसलिए रखा है क्योंकि बच्चों को कंसेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं हो रही है। और इसके लिए हमारे पास जो डेटा आया है वो ऐसा रिपोर्ट से आया है कि 7th 8th तक बच्चे चले जाते हैं, न उनको लिखना आता है, न पढ़ना आता है, न सिंपल सम करना आता है, जबकि प्री स्कूल प्रोग्राम हमारा कितने सालों से चल रहा है। और अभी आप ही ने बताया पिछले 25 साल के बारे में आपने बात की है। तो मेरा ये अभी भी आर्ग्यूमेंट ये है कि अगर हमने इस पॉलिसी का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन जैसा वो कह रहे हैं वैसा अगर गवर्नमेंट कहती करने के लिए, तो इससे बच्चे के लिए बहुत ईज हो जाएगा। और इतना ईज हो जाएगा कि असेसमेंट जो है जो 1st और 2nd में है, वो जो कंटिन्यूस असेसमेंट जो हमारा प्री स्कूल का होता है, जो हम स्टोरीज बताते हैं, 1st एंड 2nd स्टैंडर्ड में भी वो उसी तरीके से कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ेंगे। तो हमारी जो मेथोडोलॉजी है, हमारी जो पेडागोजी है, वो 1st एंड 2nd स्टैंडर्ड में भी लागू होगी, मे बी बच्चा इज इन द फॉर्मल एजुकेशन सेक्टर।
So, madam, that I'll understand.
Yes, we've understood one thing, that there cannot be a factory model. Now it has to be quality. There has to be a lot of other things that happen. And this is going to impact the preschool sector, which is there right now. So
it will not.
Will have to give us more.
Especially the private preschools, it would affect
private preschools are going to have some implications.
Amrita, it will not impact at
मैडम
all.
अभी इफेक्ट नहीं आएगा,
नहीं आएगा।
अभी आप है कि अभी now everybody will go, see now everybody whoever is, good preschools are doing always, if they are doing good in terms of education, people are accepting it and they are doing well also.
Yeah.
अभी उनको एक रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन में आने के लिए क्या इश्यूज, अभी मैं आई टेल अबाउट कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट आल्सो, राइट? कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट ऑलरेडी हैव ए प्री स्कूल परमिशंस इन हैंड, मेरे पास भी है, और बिकॉज आई बिलोंग टू बैंगलोर, and Bangalore also there one lady called this lady who was fighting with government for 14 years, right? And she has got the first permission in Karnataka to run a preschool, and it was a very easy process to go and apply for this thing, and wo ek operational regulated sa. Now with NEP we'll have a educational regulations also, right? So that is good. Abhi yahan pe CCTV camera is mandatory. It is not that it is only written in the NEP or in the rules and regulation, but yes, everybody knows that CCTV is a basic requirement. Fire safety is a basic requirement. So the good preschool, those who are running it, they have got a good advantage that at least will be recognized. पहले अभी जैसे रीता मैडम ने बोला, पहले लोगों को इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं था प्री स्कूल में, यार मेरा बच्चा यूकेजी तक नहीं भी पढ़ेगा ना, he will go to first standard. पर अभी एनईपी में जब इंक्लूड हो गया है, सबको लगेगा मुझे नर्सरी का भी सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए, एलकेजी का भी चाहिए और यूकेजी का भी सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए, राइट? सो नाउ इट इज लाइक ए कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन हो गया है, पहले इट वाज ऑप्शनल,
इट वाज ऑप्शनल,
यस, इट हैज कम इन द एजुकेशन सिस्टम.
तो ये तो, और मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि प्राइवेट प्री स्कूल और नो प्री स्कूल, देयर वाज नो गवर्नमेंट प्री स्कूल भी मैं बोल देता हूँ अभी आपको,
राइट राइट.
वो आंगनबाड़ी को मैं प्री स्कूल मैं तो नहीं बोल सकता, वहां पे न्यूट्रिशन की बात करते थे, मैं उसको गवर्नमेंट प्री स्कूल नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, पर इट वाज ओनली प्राइवेट प्री स्कूल व्हिच इज एग्जिस्टिंग इन इंडिया में, आपको सच बताऊं तो इस इंडस्ट्री में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. हाँ, कोविड ने अगर किस प्री स्कूल्स को प्रॉब्लम किया है तो हो सकता है, पर जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्री स्कूल्स हैं अभी, जिन दोज हु आर एबल टू सर्वाइव, उनके लिए बहुत अच्छी चीज है ये, दे शुड वेट, और हमारे जैसे को तो बहुत अच्छे से वेट कर रहे हो.
Chalo, nice.
So that is very clear that preschool, private preschool will not have any problem. In fact, those who are giving quality, because government want that quality preschool should run. So quality preschool, those who are running, those who have a qualified teachers and with the minimum disruption will be there. So I personally feel private preschool will not have any problem with the new education policy. Only thing is they need to have a qualified teachers.
That is now the question which we will have to come and address, because there seems to be a catch in that also, you know. But we will. Next question for you, Rita ji. Yeah. So right now we have this thing. How are we going to have this transition happening? We are looking at this transition now. What will the teachers need to do step by step, or the school need to do step by step to have this transition happening?
What transition you are talking about?
We are talking about this new system.
What is new system?
Now we are looking at 5 years till second standard.
So preschool, those who are standalone preschool, they don't have any problem. They will run the way they are running.
And they will just send their children directly to first standard.
Only thing is they need to identify the school. Otherwise also the preschools are identifying where the children are going. So they need to identify the schools, and then in fact the preschool management can say, I want to be in your school management council, and we will see to it when state policy will be there. If anybody of us are there, we will see to it that one person should be in a school management board, because here only thing is we require to have a linkage between the pre-primary and a primary. Integration should be smooth, and the practices, because you know preschool practices are considered to be one of the good practices. So we want the same practices to continue in a first and second standard. It should not be because first and second standard, the way the those teachers are here for first and second standard, they will not like it. But I'm telling you, then the rote thing which start with the policy is very against the rote learning. It starts from first and second standard, because children, they are not able to cope the syllabus, and the teacher is going very fast. They are not able to, so they see the questions, they mark the answers, and they write the answers the same way. So all these things will stop. So
it's good in one way.
Yes.
In all ways it is really good because our practices are extending in a first and second standard. That is how the thing. So we only think the cons is there that we need to work on it. Wherever we are sending our children, tell the management committee that one person of ours should be in your management committee, so we will have a proper integration. So that proper integration is required, that's all. Otherwise there is no problem.
मैडम पहले ECCE बोलते थे ना, राइट?
हमने हमेशा ECE बोलते थे, एक्चुअली जो C है वो केयर का है, वो 0 to 3 है.
हम ECCE बोलते थे, तो गवर्नमेंट वाज ओनली टेकिंग केयर ऑफ केयर ओनली अर्लियर. नाउ गवर्नमेंट has included education also.
Very good, very good, very good, very nicely said. Good point, very good.
So nice. Now we've understood that there have to be associations between schools and linkages so that there will be the smooth transition. Both of them have to follow the same norms and also follow the same frameworks.
Yeah.
And include everything which was not included in education.
Right.
So that there is a balance and a level playing field.
Yes.
I think what the government is looking at smooth transition from preschool to the first, second. That's what they want, I think.
So that is what we're looking at.
No. Here not smooth transition. No. Government want in the first and second standard, children should not be burdened with the education and syllabus and that formal kind of classroom environment, because child is still not ready. So
there is a very big disparity.
Jump.
So that to help the child, this is basically, and those who understand the milestone of children, they understand very well that for cognitive development also, the children needs to be like in a playway method, activity based and experiential in first and second standard. That is what we are saying. In a school, if you want to run first and second, you run with our methodology, our pedagogy. That's all.
Very true.
Perfect. Very good. Very, very nice. Bella, you'll ask the next
question. Yes, my next question to Preetham now. Preetham, the policy of point 1.2 says that they'll be incorporating some light textbooks for formal education also, because they want to make the ground very solid for the children. They're going to make textbooks in reading, writing, speaking, physical activities and all that. So want to know whether these textbooks have to be followed by private schools also, or will it be only for the Balwadis?
All right. अभी मैं आपको for the very clarity to the listener, मैं ये transition word को समझता हूँ पहले. Transition we are putting it in two ways. Transition एक तो होता है curriculum continuation, एक होता है child comfortably moving to the next level. Am I right? तो यहाँ पे भी अभी now also there was a lot of confusion on transition on the curriculum part. So you are talking about the curriculum part right now.
Yes.
There is somebody who is doing. I'm just giving a normal basic example. There are some schools those who are doing multiplication at the level of UKG, right? Very, very hard to understand at a preschool level. As because they are following one school, in that school even they do UKG, this thing, what you call as multiplication in UKG. If you go to a rural part, this is happening. A child, when a child come from a Mysore or some other place to Bangalore, we see a lot of curriculum which is already done in that part of India. So एक चीज तो है कि new policy will give us understanding to the curriculum part, and I will not say books की बात, you are making worksheet and you are changing it to a book format, or you are making it to a tearable format, or you are asking them to carry every day. So I will not talk about this thing. So it's almost like, let's talk about some work on paper, which can be a book form or which can be on an activity sheet form.
But should it be standardized all across India or state-wise is my question.
Madam, देखिए ये I think as of now I'll tell you something, Bella, very very importantly. Curriculum में तो बहुत change preschools कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Rita madam अगर agree करेंगे तो best of the preschools are already following the best of practices.
Yes, true.
तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि जो ECA members और जो भी सुन रहे हैं ना, उनको curriculum में बहुत कुछ करने की जरूरत है. खाली training.
I have to interrupt. When you're in the south and when you're in the north, curriculum में बहुत फर्क है. When I'm seeing the south, you have so much reading and writing. If you see the north, it doesn't have, and you're seeing that there's a big disparity in the curriculum.
Amrita, for
Especially
curriculum,
literacy.
उस पे आ रहा हूँ. अभी मैं आप जो cons की बात कर रहे हो ना, मैं भी cons की बात कर रहा हूँ. अभी हमें ये नहीं जानना है कि how is very important right now. हमारा जो हमारा जो गोल है ना, दिस इज लाइक ए एवरी चाइल्ड विल हैव ए एज स्पेसिफिक, हमें उसका आउटपुट क्या चाहिए, एवरीबडी विल टॉक अबाउट दिस। हाउ मैडम हैज ऑलरेडी क्लियर कि टीचर ट्रेनिंग को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंटली इसको लेना पड़ेगा। अभी रीता मैडम ने बोला कि टीचर ट्रेनिंग का कोई फॉर्मेट ही नहीं है हमारे पास। नाउ अभी जब न्यू पॉलिसी आना चाहिए टीचर ट्रेनिंग में, वहां तक तो पहले इन प्री प्राइमरी टीचर्स को अप टू सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड तक के लिए प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा। अभी अब वो एलकेजी यूकेजी लेवल का टीचर ट्रेनिंग प्रिपरेशन नहीं चलेगा, बिकॉज यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रांजिशन। सो द न्यू पॉलिसी में जो आना चाहिए उसके लिए हमें वेट भी करना है कि हाउ दे आर गोइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट टू रीच टू दैट गोल, जो लर्निंग गोल्स की हम बात करते हैं। दूसरा, द टीचर ट्रेनिंग हैज टू गो अप टू दैट सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड लेवल, है ना, उसको समझना हम लोग।
So here the policy is having a committee, National Curriculum and Pedagogical Framework for Early Childhood Education, NCPFECCE. This will be the committee which is formed by the Ministry of Education, and this committee will be sitting with the NCERT, and they will be dividing the curriculum into two parts, 0 to 3 and 3 to 8. So the NCERT will giving the framework, detailed framework, and then it will go to the state. Every state has a SCERT. So when NCERT's curriculum will go to the state, according to the state, according to the context of the state and the culture and the tradition and of the state, they will be adding those things, and they will be making it more contextual to their state. Like North and South, we say education is contextual. So whatever the context is there of the state, that will be considered, and then the state will be making the curriculum framework, and those framework which is coming from a NCPFECCE, that curriculum we have to accept. So that is what is, this committee has to be formed. Right now the committee is not formed. So government is in the process of forming the committee.
मैडम मुझे लगता है जो 2019 का आया था एनसीईआरटी करिकुलम, आई थिंक इट विल बी more than 90% they will take it from the 2019 curriculum. कैसा था मैडम? आपको मुझे जानना है कि 2019 NCERT curriculum as per Indian standard, how it was in for you.
I agree with you that curriculum was really prepared very well, and I agree with your interpretation also on the NCPF ECCE. वो लोग उसमें से बहुत सारा लेंगे. That what you are saying is, I definitely agree with you, because they have also taken a lot of pains to prepare that. But that time they have not prepared for the 0 to 3. That is what we need to understand. Now they will be preparing for 0 to 3 also. So when they will be preparing 0 to 3, then they will be understanding the progression for the 3 to 6. So some change will definitely take place. That is what... And it was told in the policy only, they have asked for the NCERT to prepare.
Yes. And so, that was Bela's question, that NCERT is going to be preparing those books. So will those books be used all over the
books?
Country,
they have not talked about books. They have talked about curriculum. And they never give in pre-primary till now, when what Preetham is rightly saying about 2019 curriculum, they have not prescribed any book. Even the SCERT, Chilpil, which is in Karnataka, we have Akar curriculum from SCERT, which is already existing. So both the curriculums never prescribe any books. So that understanding government is very clearly had. Even they have not prescribed any books for the Balwadi and Anganwadi also. So maximum people can bring out is like Sikkim has brought out some books on the stories and the rhymes. So those stories from their culture, from their tradition, and the pictures are there from their state. So all these things, what Preetham is saying, he has also heard the same webinar. The principal secretary was saying all gaga about the Sikkim books. Their books are already ready, and they are contextual. So they are the state. See, we all know Bronfenbrenner's theory, that ecological perspective. Child is the center, and the child is learning from the context. So if the context is not known to the child and we are giving information which is coming from very far and very abstract, child will not get it.
Yeah.
So contextual education, which is coming and based on the theory. So Sikkim has got the books of the stories, and they have got the like clothing of the character and the language of the character and some native words from the character, some bilingual they have tried. So all these experiments they have done, and people are saying they have done a good job. So there is nothing prescribed books till now has come from NCERT.
Okay. Maybe they meant storybooks and stuff. So that is very good.
Maybe that's what they meant. Yeah.
Rita madam, I remember one of your example. You have given it to me once on our discussion, and which is really even madam was talking about her. This her name was, she was the Anita Karwal. She was also talking on this contextual part. And Rita madam gave me a very good example to understand the contextual when it is a regional blended learning. When we talk about that, if you are teaching cookies to a rural place, rural child, you are teaching cookies, the child will not understand cookies. And your book has picture of a cookies, right?
Very true.
उसको तो वो केक जैसा दिख रहा है. So you have to teach and you have to change your curriculum to a biscuit only, which can be a Parle-G biscuit into a picture.
True, true.
So that was a very good learning from you, Rita madam, for that contextual part.
Thank you.
So that is how NCERT is working with state government to change that basic in terms of a regional sense of the learning part and the books part.
Nice.
So now, Rita ji, next question for you. And the question is, now the responsibility for the CCC curriculum is lying with MHRD. All right. This brings us to the question of teacher training. So everyone wants to know what is going to happen. Will the teachers have to be trained for first and second also? Will the same ECC program run? Will they have to do B.Ed to be able to do this? How is it going to happen? Will private training programs also run? Or will only government programs run? How is it going to be? So many questions.
Yeah, no, that's all right. See, Amrita, what we need to understand, it was never ever like this, the private run, and you have done graduation and a post-graduation. All of us, we know we cannot do graduation in somewhere where the degree is not recognized. Where we do, we first find out the degree is recognized or not. And if UGC is saying these are the institutions which degree is recognized, then only we do our graduation and a post-graduation. So why we don't think about when it comes to the early childhood education? Why? Because we did not have many teachers, and the requirement was much more. So people have started starting their institution, and they are giving, and then they started saying, my teacher is appointed by Amrita, my teacher is appointed by Preetam. So they started advertising, my teachers are appointed by so and so, so and so.
Right.
So oh, the teachers are there. So why not we join this course? So see, don't think these shops will be closed. These shops are not going to close. They will also be open. But what will happen now, the control is in a teacher education test. When preschool teacher has to give the test, she needs to have a knowledge. And that at least the school will say, see, do you have a certificate of TET? So if TET certificate you have, then we are appointing you. So it means you have a knowledge. So that part, TET. Otherwise, the policy is very clearly talking about the continuous professional development. So they are not saying once you have got your PhD degree and then you can sleep and then take out your 25 years in the university like that. No. You need to develop continuously. You have to upgrade yourself. So you need to do some more courses, some storytelling courses or puppetry courses, or maybe so in a profession you start taking some more courses. So that way, these kind of certificate when you are getting, so, and there is a possibility here to, like preschool teacher, when she's a teacher, I have seen many Anganwadi workers, 25, 27 years they are working in Anganwadi and still they are in the Anganwadi and still they are worker. the best part which has happened is their children have grown very well, but they remain the same. So here, if they are doing the certificate course, or any preschool teacher is doing the certificate, they have a possibility to go to the supervisor, and then she does the course, then she can become a center head, then goes a course, then she can slowly the government is planning to close down this diploma in education, which is teaching now B.Ed and ECCA will be there. So first and second is taken care by the ECCA, and then third onwards will be taken care by the B.Ed. But it will be in a phase manner. Don't say tomorrow it will be closed and you say Dr. Sonawat has said. And so it will be in a phase manner. So everything will be going in a phase manner. Like B.Ed colleges now, isolated B.Ed. We have such a good B.Ed college in Mumbai. Some of you must have done B.Ed from this Bombay Teacher Training College. And I vouch for that college. Good faculty, good standard, and the teachers coming from Bombay Teacher Training College, they have a high level of knowledge and practices also. So that kind of college has to be closed. So in a phased manner, they have to integrate. So they will not close. What they will do, they will integrate their college with the degree college. So degree college and that college will merge together, and they will be like one institution, and then they can run the same course which they are running, because it will be integrated now. So integrated B.Ed, again it will be in a phased manner, that after 4 years, 5 years, then integrated B.Ed will only be appointed. So until that, whatever B.Ed or M.Ed people have done, that they will be appointed. So the GR comes according to the date and the year. So that also we need to understand. So ECCA, for ECCA, still they have not talked about as much detail as they have talked about the B.Ed. B.Ed is very nicely specified, phase manner, time manner, and asked also only those colleges which has a art, science, commerce, engineering, or maybe wherever they can have multiple subjects, they can run the B.Ed courses.
Okay. And the B.Ed is 4 years right now, or?
So it is very simple to understand. After 12th, you take a decision, you want to go for the engineering or medicine, or so when you can take a decision of going to the architect or nursing, so why can't you take a decision, I want to become a teacher? So when you take a decision, I want to become a teacher, so your course will be something like this. 3 years when you are studying commerce, you will be thorough with the commerce, you are thorough with your subject, and then that subject, how to teach that subject will be in your B.Ed. So your B.Ed will be very useful. B.Ed will be train you to teach commerce, and your practice lessons also with the commerce. So basically it is going very nicely to that 2-year B.Ed to 1-year B.Ed. That we need to understand. But they will not say, because now the graduation is also after 3 years, there is a 1 year. If you want to do honors graduation, then 1 year that honors is also possible. So the whole graduation is either 3 years or 4 years. So that is the reason that years they are not talking about. They're saying integrated B.Ed is for 4 years. So graduation and then 1 year of your B.Ed, how to teach that particular subject. So, but you need to decide in first year only that you want to become a teacher. Otherwise, if you are not deciding, then this thing will go, and then you have to do for the 2 years of the B.Ed.
Rita, I just have a small question for you, Rita. Supposing a teacher passes in the TAT test with flying colors, she's superb. But when she actually goes to class and delivers a lesson, she's not up to the mark. So how do we go about with that?
So it is something like you have got a certificate that you have a knowledge. Now, it depends upon the school. If Bela is the one who is recruiting you, she will be seeing do you have a capability to teach? Do you have a communication skills? How you are performing in the interview? All these things will be
the lesson observation can be given to them.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I think your TET will also include lesson observation, no?
I hope so.
No.
Bella, what about the other way around?
What?
I agree with that also,
Other way around.
I agree with that also.
The teacher sees very much experience, but does not carry a certificate.
True.
True. So now the teachers who don't have a certificate will not get jobs.
Amrita,
इतना
when the
बहुत में लिखा नहीं हुआ है, बहुत सारी बातें नहीं करते.
नहीं ये तो बहुत क्लियर है कि जब वो आएगा टीईटी टेस्ट आएगा फ्लोर पे, तो फिर जो नए टीचर्स जो एम्प्लॉय होंगे वो उसके साथ डेट और ईयर आएगा कि फ्रॉम दिस डेट एंड ईयर दोज हु आर अप्लाइंग they need to clear the certificate. Like the same thing happened in the colleges and university. Earlier there was no NET, national leadership. I have not given the national entrance test, but those who have joined after 1999 onwards, they have to give the national entrance test. That was a UGC test, but you have a test. It doesn't mean you will not give the entrance interview in the university. You have to face the panel. You have to give your interview to be assistant professor in the university. So like NET, we have a TET here. And now this TET is applicable to the preschool also. So that is a good thing.
Correct.
So my next question goes to Preetham now. Preetham, the point 1.3 in the policy says that NCERT will be coming up with a curriculum for the children up to the age of 8 in 2 parts, 0 to 3 and then 3 to 8, aligned with the guidelines as mentioned. So the question is, will private schools be able to use their own creativity and theoretical approaches to create the curriculum for their schools according to the NCERT guidelines? Will they have the right to make their own curriculum?
Madam, let me give you a basic understanding, then I'll talk about changing of curriculum or understanding to the real requirement.
Right.
How you say some school as the best of schools, right? They all follow the same CBSE curriculums.
Right.
But you say some schools are good because of some factors. They have accepted the international best practices, right? They are training their teachers on a very regular basis.
Very
right?
true.
So learning, if you have a learning goal set, then this is how is the important. How means with a trained teacher, without a trained teacher, right? With some good practices or just following some basic rules. So there is nothing to that, we cannot change it. अब आपका वर्कशीट कलरफुल है और मेरा कलरफुल नहीं है, ये वाली बात है आज के डेट. वो ऐसा कुछ चेंज, मैं वही आपको जो मैं समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा था. See, आपको एक सेट ऑफ गोल दिया जाएगा कि दिस इज हाउ वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग फॉर ए 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old child. This should be his learning outcome in terms of literacy, in terms of numbers, in terms of physical fitness, let's say, right?
Right.
But how definitely they are giving it is fine. Otherwise, you as a good educator know how to implement the best of practices. अब अभी अमृता मैडम ने सवाल पूछा था कि are we all going to follow NCERT books? इतने सारे publishing houses हैं, they follow the CBSE curriculum, but they change the how pattern to that books.
True.
Right? Learning outcome is the same.
Same, but how you do it is up to you.
है, activities अच्छे हैं, well researched हैं, बहुत अच्छे publishing house और हैं जो बहुत अच्छा काम करते हैं. So it is the same manner to understand these points. Obviously, you will be free to use the best of practices.
Right. So we can tweak the curriculum according to our requirement.
उसको फाउंडेशन मान के चलना है, उसको बेस करके चलना है आपको. NCERT जो गवर्नमेंट देगा आपको समझना है कि दिस इज माई बेसिक. मैं बोलता हूँ वो आपका बेसिक होना चाहिए. उसके ऊपर आप जितना भी अच्छा कर सकते हो, दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ए गुड स्कूल एंड ए नॉर्मल स्कूल. स्कूल कोई बैड नहीं होता है. गुड स्कूल एंड ए नॉर्मल स्कूल.
At least they've set a benchmark right
Yes,
now.
very important.
Yes.
So that is a very good thing. So Rita ji, now the next question is, point 4.12 of the policy says that research shows that children pick up languages very quickly. And between 2 and 8, we have multilingualism. And this is going to give a lot of cognitive benefits to young children. And we are going to be using bilingual teaching aids, books, learning materials. Now, my question is, India has 23 constitutionally recognized official languages. In a given class today, in a city like Bombay, Bangalore, we're seeing so much diversity. People are coming from everywhere. How are we going to be giving this multilingual education, and mother tongue inspired education to communicate with these children, especially now in these metro cities. So is this not going to be a problem?
What you said is that's a very big issue, I can say, when it comes to the language part of here. What we need to understand is when the people are coming to the I want to ask you, Amrita, do you understand Marathi?
Not very well.
But do you understand?
Yes.
You understand. So and how you understand? You have a maid who comes
Yes.
from the
Yes.
so to speak. And if there are people who are going to another state, like from north, they are going to Hyderabad, and they're employing people to work with them, or maybe at home also help they're taking. So, and going for the shop, there also people are speaking their language, and boards are written in that language. It's become so tough for you to go in that state and understand that. Then you have a child. Huh? And this child is learning that particular language. Your child is learning very fast, and he is communicating to all those people whom you are not able to communicate.
Correct.
Because the child is speaking the language very fast. So the language part is basically when we talk about mother tongue and all, is what we need to understand. This is what analysis now I am giving, is to child should understand the teacher and teacher should understand the child. There shouldn't be any gap between the two. And this is what, when we talk about quality preschool program, there we are saying we need to understand our child. And the child when is coming with a mother tongue, like we have a Telugu child in a class and teacher is not knowing the Telugu, how our teacher is trying to understand that child. So she doesn't know. But you see, our preschool teachers are really, I'm telling you, so good. They still
They take
relate
too
with the
much
child, and they'll learn some words also, and then ask the mother what you say. The child is saying something like this. What is the? They try something, but the medium of instruction should be so that majority of the children should understand. The language part is basically for the understanding. The issue again has come for the why we have a now literacy and a numeracy mission in our country. This mission we have created because we are seeing children, neither they are knowing their mother tongue, nor they are knowing English, nor they are knowing whichever state they are going, that state language. So what happened? Language is the key for the education, and language is the key for understanding the knowledge also, because every knowledge is in the in particular language. If you know 2 or 3 languages, most of the Indians they know, then we have an opportunity to read books for the 2 and 3 language books, and our knowledge will be very good. I always say Marathi drama is wonderful drama. And Marathi, I was going to NCPA, and I have attended many Marathi plays, and I learned the language a lot from these Marathi plays. So and if I don't know that language, and I have a reservation about the language, then I will not even understand those drama which is coming from that stage, and it's such a beautiful thing. I would have missed it.
Right.
So we should be open enough to understand this language thing, and in the foundation years. So we are preschool teachers, and we have done a wonderful thing with our children. Otherwise also, so we don't have to really worry about it.
Correct.
Worry is child is speaking and you are speaking. See, children most of the time they don't really communicate to you.
True.
You are speaking your language, the child is speaking his language, and there is no communication which is taking place. And this I come to know when I'm giving training. In training, I ask 3 sentences. You just say, you told the child has replied in his language. Then you said, so 3 sentence communication I want to know. They are not able to tell. So we really need to communicate to the child. Communication and collaboration is the first skill which children should be having in the preschool. And now, I mean, ECA conference, somebody has presented competency-based curriculum 3 years before. So ECA is going so advanced in their thinking and what kind of implementation should be there in the curriculum. So we have done, ECA has done its job time ahead. And now that's the reason it's easy for us to understand this policy.
Correct.
So this policy is not enforcing anybody, but saying ki understand the child, and child should be knowing the native language. And children, they pick up very fast. That is what policy is also talking about. And then the relationship
gets
with
a chance
language.
to be in the policy here.
I want to read that line of language, because I want every listener to understand this line. All right.
Yes.
Rita madam, मैं कुछ लिख रहा हूँ, because language एक ऐसा टॉपिक हो गया है जैसे सबसे हॉट चल रहा है in terms of anything. Right. 4.11. All right. It says the 3 language formula will continue to be implemented. So there is nothing new. Will continue to be implemented, जो पहले से था. And preschools, again मैं preschools की बात करूँ तो we are well versed with language. हर preschool में पहला preschool होता है, and we understand. ऐसा नहीं कि first day आता है उसको English पढ़ाना शुरू करते हैं. The child will say, मामा मेरे सर ने और मैडम ने तो आज चाइनीज में कुछ बोल रहे थे. And every preschool owners and teachers understand that their language has been taken care of. इसको हम लोग preschool में receptive language बोलते हैं. So we both the side we are able to understand each other in terms of a basic language. हाँ, वो अलग बात है कि Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai we have more challenges because of urban population. Bangalore में we say people that भाई जब initially you are hiring 2 teachers, you must see that one is North Indian and one is South Indian, so that your all language has been taken care of.
True.
So that is happening. So that is a normal course of action. मुझे नहीं लगता है कि अब preschools में ये चीज already you people are taking care of it. So इसको बहुत बड़ा point मेरे हिसाब से तो नहीं है अभी. You are already doing that practices.
Correct. True.
Amrita,
So
I
it
think
is
we should
nothing
go
new.
with the-
It now just come into the picture that it is a normal practice.
Yes. Yes.
Should we go with the audience questions now, because the earlier question is
Yes.
already answered?
Preschool देखिए, आप जो हम बात कर रहे थे ना, preschool will stay because of lot of factor. First is proximity.
Right.
दूसरा है parentinghood, which is really very happening at preschool level. So preschool, I was talking about preschool. मेरा नाम भी प्रीति से चालू होता है. Preschool, proximity, even the price factor. Lot of people they do not go to a school because even there is a amount added to the part also, and that kind of personalization. जो मेरा relationship with my teacher, sorry, my child's teacher and वहाँ पे होता है management के साथ, that is very very easy and comfortable. And जो एक बच्चा जब एक स्कूल में एंट्री करता है, I know it is a small premises, but he feels very comfortable. वहाँ पे बच्चे का fear factor नहीं है.
Right.
Think about your situation, your 6-year-old child or a 5-year-old child or 3-year-old child entering to a school for the first time, or a 3-year-old child entering to a school for first time and seeing a very huge campus with thousands of children and entering a small preschool.
Very true.
That preschool will always remain the same preschool. And people understand कि मुझे पहले मेरे preschool में ही भेजना, और तो अभी और compulsory हो गया है. अब सारे parents भेजेंगे, rural urban अब कुछ नहीं रहा. तो rural population भी अभी preschool में भेजना compulsory हो गया आज के बाद.
True. And you want your preschool to be a cozy, safe space.
Always,
Child.
always.
True. I think we should go with the questions. We have a lot of questions over here. So Darshan Desai is saying, can you comment on the age of the child that has changed also in comparison with world standards? By when will the new age of the child would come and practice in school?
So that it's the same thing, like 3 to 8 years, which policy is talking. Once the policy is implemented, the age will also be implemented. So 3 to 8 years.
It will be the same age group anyway.
Yeah.
True.
So if the GR will come accordingly. Once the policy is implemented, the GR will come accordingly.
True.
The next
Ella,
question
you
we have
ask
from
the next
Pallavi. Yeah, Pallavi Ranka is there. She's asking, is there any requirement for educational qualification for a preschool owner?
होना चाहिए मैडम.
होना चाहिए ना? It's
Yes.
better they're from the field of education, I feel.
Yes.
They can take the qualification. It's not very difficult to take the qualification. So once they decide to own the school, it's Pritham is a very good example.
Yes.
He has become a tycoon of the preschool. After that, he has done his PhD and he has become a doctor. So he has enhanced his doctorate there, and the preschool also he has enhanced his qualification. So that is very important, that we need to enhance our qualification if you want to run our preschool. Otherwise, and theory and research, we need to be really thorough with. And I don't know why people are scared with the theories, because theories are the foundation for your curriculum. Even implementation of curriculum you cannot do unless you know the theory. Theory stays back of your mind when you're implementing in the class. Right. So you need to have a theory.
Madam, that is very true. That if you want to open a medical shop, you have to have a pharmacist license, right? You must to have it. So यहाँ पे भी ये implement होना चाहिए. We must all write to the government. खाली trust, society and company should not run it. Even there should be a qualification attached.
I think that makes good sense, Preetham.
Correct. I think many questions are repeated of what we have asked. So, but I'm trying to look at something which is, so then will the Steiner-based schools or Finland schools or early learning centers will also amend the NEP? How will this happen? I think everyone will have their space, no?
See, earlier also we had a policy. It's not we did not have a policy. Now it depends upon the government, how the government is implementing their NEP. And now, earlier we did not have the preschool under the school education system. Now our preschool is a school education system. So when the system is there, why we did not have Finland in a primary school and a secondary school? Why we did not have a Reggio Emilia in a or Steiner school in a secondary school? Why we always have because the school was regulated. Now our preschools are also regulated. So once the education department start regulating the preschool, then we have to wait and watch what they do with these schools.
Right. Okay, the next question is by Renuka. She is asking if the curriculum will be totally Indianized. How will children learn about other civilizations?
Who has asked this question?
Renuka.
Renuka, have you, that is what I have earlier also talked about. Have you read the theory of Bronfenbrenner, ecological perspective? It's very important that the child should learn what is in context. And if a child is knowing what is his context, then the learning is better and learning stays with him. And the other thing is too abstract for him. If you are talking about the kangaroo in an Indian context, when the child has not seen, he has seen the photograph, he cannot even imagine how big the kangaroo is and how it looks. Even, same thing with the elephant also. If children, you ask the child how the big is the elephant, you have the full concept of education, elephant, and after that you ask the child how big the elephant is, and then you will know how the child has understood the concept of elephant. Correct. So all these things are very important for us, and these all things comes from the research and the theory. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't teach things which children cannot even keep in their mind. And all of us, we have done brain research. So much of brain research we have done. How many of you understand? Children, their short-term memory is very slow and long-term is very deep. So that 95% they can retain in their mind is because of the long-term memory. But short-term is slow. So we have to explain the child everything with the slow. And that's the reason we repeat the concept twice or thrice to the children. So slowly children will be able to understand. And once they have understood that, it stays with them throughout their life. Our nursery rhymes, many of us, we have our, till now we know our nursery rhymes, what we have learned in our childhood. So why it has happened? Because it has gone to the long-term memory. So this is all about the brain research. So we should have in the curriculum such things which is coming from the child's context. So children understand those things better, and then they have an interest also. They will love the school where they are. All these things are very, very important and simple to complex. So certain things you can take in the context, like maybe you're talking about Bangalore to Karnataka, you can go. So little bit about the state you can go, and then tell them the map of a Karnataka. And so simple to complex you can go, but Bangalore they should be knowing what is their things to see in a Bangalore, they should be knowing. So concept of Bangalore at least they should be knowing before they go to the Karnataka. So this is the way we talked about progression. This is the way the progression takes place.
Madam, I'll give a small example to make more better,
please.
easier clarity to our listeners. All right.
Yeah.
My teacher almost 35 years back taught me F for fan. All right. And the same room had a ceiling fan. Right. But the teacher has not given me the perspective of ceiling fan. He has only given me the perspective of a fan. But with the time, with the experiential learning, we say, now we understand that that was a ceiling fan and the other forms of fan, a table fan, a wall fan, an exhaust fan, a air conditioner. So your learning with the time, it will become an experiential learning, but the basic will be a contextual at the beginning of the time. That is what Madam is trying to make you understand.
Yeah. And secondly, like you have given the concept of fan. So when you are giving concept of fan, all these kind of fans, if you're showing the children, nothing wrong in it. But go with the simple to complex. First, whatever the fan they are seeing, that concept at least should be clear to them. So they see same thing somebody somewhere else. They can identify the association they should be making. So how the cognitive development will take place unless they have association. Correct. Otherwise, if the association they cannot make, then what is the use of having the knowledge? And what is the use of giving them the education?
It has to be application based.
So after ceiling fan, it should be exhaust fan in the bathroom.
So Preetham sir, this question you need to answer because I think it's contextual again to different places. So some schools writing is very different. Cursive writing, some have print writing. So what kind of writing patterns should be followed? And I'm asking you this question because in the South, there is a lot of cursive writing which starts very early. So,
okay. So let me give you my context. So I'm not talking to everybody as this thing. I'm talking about my real example in terms of Hello Kids and in terms of me. See, we always say that we use the best of practices. And as you said, as we know that we all run a lot of multiple centers across rural, urban, semi-rural. See, I'll tell you something what is happening to this industry very truly. Most of these preschools, I will not say name this and that, who has formulated this curriculum? Yes, the best of the school have the best of practices. Otherwise, if you go to small schools and because of the situation is like this, a lot of parents has decided their curriculum. भाई उस स्कूल में हिंदी सिखाते हैं नर्सरी में. That school is doing multiplication. The next day, some school owners just because they will lose the admissions. मैडम हम कल से multiplication कराएंगे UKG में. वो स्कूल कराना है तो हमें तो कराना ही पड़ेगा. This is the real truth of this industry, right? तो अब जब आप मुझे राइटिंग की बात कर रहे हो, कर्सिव राइटिंग, ट्रस्ट मी मैडम, आई हैव रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम माय स्कूल almost 7 years back.
Wow.
After knowing Swati madam, somehow from ECA or some other understanding, right? 5 years back, we stopped printing cursive writing with Hello Kids logo.
Super.
फिर भी लोगों को चाहिए था. Trust me, I had a lot of pressure. चेन्नई वाला स्कूल बोलता है प्रीतम सर आपके यहाँ पे कर्सिव राइटिंग बुक्स नहीं है, मेरा एडमिशन लूज हो जाएगा. I printed it. I'm not denying it, but I printed without Hello Kids logo. Now we are talking about 3-line, 4-line notebook. Talk about this. Now 4 years back, Swati madam released one video for cursive writing.
Yes.
Do you know I have forwarded that video to most of the school owners, and we have made it reach to all the parents to understand the importance of writing.
Right.
पता है मैं आपको एक example देता हूँ. My way of calculation. Your preschool runs for almost 2 to 3 hours a day. Am I right?
Yes.
ये मेरा बहुत ही solid calculation है, आप देख लीजिएगा. Let's say India talks about a 3 hours a standard preschool time. Am I right? 3 hours में, let me talk about in, out, free play, and food time, right? Crying time, whatever you say for the child. You get almost 1 hour every day for the pure education in the preschool. And all these preschool operates for around 180 to 200 days.
Correct.
Right? So you have a curriculum for not more than 150 to 200 working days in the school, because you celebrate a lot of festivals in the school for the whole day. So India is a country of festivals.
Yes, yes.
So 50 days तो वो भी काट लेते हैं हम लोग.
Right.
So your 200 days are reduced to 150. Now if the child is too young, parent बोलता है कोई बात नहीं है, दादा नानी and everybody is at home, don't go to a preschool. So 20% of the days you are absent from the preschool.
True.
You come to a preschool almost for 130 to 150 days.
Right.
130 to 150 days, if you are not doing the basic curriculum, and if you are spending, because writing cannot finish in next 5, 10, 15 minutes. Writing को बैठना है आपको, so it will take at least half an hour for that full class to finish. So if your school is doing writing, right, out of that 1 hour of education, half an hour goes to this. It means half of the year of a curriculum, and you are wasting only on writing, which is a waste. You have to have interactive sessions. हम अपने branches को बोलते हैं 1 hour of interactive session with child in 2 parts. Rest आपको जो करना है करो. Writing आपको homework में देना है दे दो, but not in the school premises. And it is not because we don't want to give. It is a pressure of parents, and it is the understanding of that particular owner who is not bold to face the parents to say that which is important, the writing or the interactive session.
True.
So 50% of people, those who are doing writing too much in school premises, they are wasting 50% of their preschool time.
I think it's a very good answer for everybody who is listening over here, because this is the truth. You know, writing is not required for so much time, at least in the day.
जो पेरेंट्स पूछ रहे हैं उनको होमवर्क दे दो 6 पेज की जगह 10 पेज.
Now, next question I think goes to Rita ma'am. You can answer this. It's from Gunjan. She wants to know what age do you think numeracy development starts?
First, before numeracy, before number, you need to have a readiness.
Right.
And all of us, we should be knowing as a preschool teacher about the readiness. So unless you do classification, sorting, matching, seriation, all these things, ordering, all these things should be crystal clear to the child. Because as a teacher, you should be knowing the relationship between the sorting and a math, relationship between the matching and a math, relationship with the ordering, sequencing with the math. So you need to know the all readiness first. And once you have done all these activities related to these concepts of readiness, once the child is ready, and then after that you start with the shapes, then size, colors. So all these things you do, and then you go to the number, because then they will understand the number. Because you have a number of 1, so this size. And then we say 6 is bigger than the 1. How can child will understand is bigger? Because the size which is written on a board, on a notebook is the same.
Right.
So how can 6 become a bigger? So that is the question which comes in child's mind, to understand that question, because you know this thing, because you have gone to so many years. But for the child, it's the first time for them to understand bigger, unless they understand the concept of small and big. That concept is clear, then they say, okay, this is a small number and this is a big number. So that relationship is, you can associate. And then when you are giving number, conceptually child will understand a number, and then it is easy for child to make a one-to-one correspondence.
Right.
Believe me, teachers, when I take a training for the teachers, I always ask them how the children, they count numbers. And most of the time when they count numbers, if you have 10 boys and girls standing in a row, children start counting, and this is never 10. They become 12 or 13, because children are counting from the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because one-to-one correspondence child is not making.
Right.
So this is very important, that number reaching what age, don't jump. you first do lot of activities and lot of exercises related to readiness. And once the readiness is done, children, they know the all words related to readiness. Mathematical language he knows, he start using the mathematical language. He is saying this is smaller, this is bigger, this is short, this is up, down. All these things, when he starts saying in his language, then number will be very easy for him to understand. Then you can introduce the number.
Well said,
True.
Rita ma'am.
Pre-math readiness, pre-literacy readiness, all these are more important than having, you cannot jump steps. Very
Yes.
true. So now there is one more question.
I think last question, Amrita, now we're getting...
Yeah. No, Shweta Bagul has asked, is TET supposed to be taken by the government? Is it going to be a government exam?
Yes. It will be definitely a government exam, and it will be like not a state government. It will be some organization. They will be appointing some organization, and they will be conducting. Like this UGC, University Grant Commission, is organizing NET, and this NET exam is taking place in all the universities in the same day. So similarly, TET also, they will be maybe twice a year or thrice a year, they will be having nationwide.
Nice. So this
Very
brings us
good.
to the end of our...
You will be happy now. The policy is talking about certificate, accreditation. All
Yes.
these things are coming in place. You will be a star school very soon.
Yes.
So
I think it's high
don't
time, Rita
just-
ma'am. It's
Yes,
high time.
actually, everyone is coming on a level playing field now. Finally, everyone's going to have some certain standard to build up on.
Yes.
So very nice.
And if you're good, you're recognized.
Of course.
Accreditation will also come. Quality check will also be there. There will be another committee which is making a regulation and the quality checks and then accreditation. Then they will give the star to the school. All these things will be in the place.
It's going to be really amazing. Looking forward to that.
This new news was during COVID-19, right? And nobody will forget about this good gift during the COVID.
I said nobody ever will.
True.
Especially for the foundation years. I'm so happy with the policy.
No, very good.
I would like to thank Rita ma'am and Preetham for being over here today. From the bottom of my heart, we have really good learning and heart-to-heart talk, which we really enjoyed. I hope this was beneficial for all the listeners as well. So we would like to also announce that next Wednesday, that is at 9 September at 4 p.m., we'll be having Nilu Carlo over here with us again. And she is the Deputy Principal of JBCN International School. Her topic is Mindfulness, a Policy to Practice Approach. So stay tuned, everybody, till next Wednesday. See you at 4 o'clock. And thank you once again, Preetham and Rita, for being over here on ABCD.
Yes, thank you from me too. Thank you so much, Preetham sir, Rita ji.
Thank you to all the audience also.
Very nice.
Madam ji, namaste. Rita madam.
And the audience also, I hope all your questions were answered, but we had, as we said, expert panelists. We got you the experts. So thank you.
Next time we have to get Swati and Azelia also, but yes, missing them definitely.
Please tell both of them that we also missed them.
Yes, definitely.
Truly.
We definitely missed them.
Yes. I'm sure everyone's missing them. They also must be missing everyone.
Definitely.
Because all the vibes are catching.
Yes.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay,
See
bye.
you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.